option, just in case. Again, they could go ahead and decide to do something different with the box.
Yeah.
There's the Grok too, one of the heroes we were talking about for Chaknu, who has probably been one of the better performers on the Grok so far up to this point in week 3.
Either a Gatot Kacha or a Hylos would slot in very well here for the lineup of TNC. Leaning a little bit more towards the Gatot Kacha, considering that a Gatot Kacha plus a Baksha somehow, if Aurora find a way to make it work, would be a problem. So they do go ahead and pick it up with the Gatot Kacha sort of softly turns off the Eve. So they still might either settle for Kagura. Can't recall if Yue has a Selena pick. I'm gonna have to double check that.
You're right. Selena is actually at the back of my head right now for Yue. Just so you could have that mobility in the early game. Shane crowd controls here for Aurora. But meanwhile, I was also eyeing the Akai pick earlier here for TNC. But a safer route will be the Gatot Kacha. Plenty of options still. You've mentioned the Kagura here for Yue. Lilia pathway, let's see if it's possible. Oh, Franco.
Whoa! A light special.
Yeah. And they do get it, the Kagura. Okay. This is a bit of a throwback. Light and Chaknu on opposite sides. Light paired up with the Kagura while he has a Franco. Very familiar territory here for Chaknu. I think Lancey would want to consider picking up the Novaria actually, but no. It's he who ends up with the Selena in his hands. Typical Selena, Kagura, a classic matchup in the mid lane. Throwbacks all around.
We've actually seen this a lineup before this week. I just forgot the specific matchup. And it really worked wonders. Selena, Gatot Kacha. Either way, whatever comes first still has the same solution.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was actually Team Liquid Philippines versus Omega Esports game number 2.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You got me. Okay. Anyway.
You got him.
I got you.
Yeah, and anyway, here for the index, Aurora still has the lead here in terms of early to mid game. And even the late game is also covered with the Moscow pick.
Yeah, I think this is also just... It's a very close lineup on both sides. They have great potential in the early game and late game, and one thing you can't count out is Light's Franco.
You're right. And now we head onto the Land of Dawn for match number 2, game number 1, the Battle of Aurora versus TNC Pro Team.
Actually, looking at the lineup of Aurora, it's very Season 9 coded.
Yeah.
Tanky fighter jungler with a pick-off roamer plus a burst mage in the Kagura. You have a Lapu-Lapu because it's not a Uranus Esme side lane. Moskov wasn't there in Season 9, but you know what I mean.
Because you've mentioned the flashback, right?
Yeah.
MC 21 flashback. We have flashbacks here on their hero. And for TNC Pro Team, we have Chaknu back again.
Wow.
Arrow hitting.
Oh, look at that. What a hook!
What a catch!
Oh, and they'll catch him anyway. Yue gets the first blood. And that's exactly why I said you can't count out Light's Franco on this.
Oh
what
my
a play.
gosh.
That was
That's
sick.
an early explosive crowd here for Rora.
Yeah, man, if Coach Panda's watching this, I bet he's... Oh, and he even
that
steals
too.
away the EXP.
You can't count him out, I said.
All right, Light is on fire. You gotta heat check this Franco quick or he will keep hooking people.
Don't discount Light. But there's a discount, by the way, for Mpl-Ph tickets. It's only 189 from 250.
Get
Right
those.
now,
Pamasco.
thankfully, yeah, we have the Pamasco. Early super fan promo. But right now for Aurora, that's a huge momentum boost, right?
Yeah. Early start like that's going to be great. Now, in the grand scheme of things, is it much? Maybe not so. I think a big part of that, though, will be on how they play into that first hurdle. The kill, though, did go to Yue, which Yue on the Kagura is going to help him out. Look at there. There's a hook again. Chaknu, though, tanky enough. We'll be able to take up most of that damage. Still holds on. Oh, he had to use the Revitalize earlier, but he's going to have it for this next objective when it comes up.
Yeah, Ben Cutie. Of course, no surprise, he's winning in lane against the Moskov, and I'm sure Dominic is very familiar with that matchup. Light, let's see if we'll be able to get a hook in. Demon Kite here. I don't think TNC will be able to contest this healthily. They'll have to give it up.
Yep, might be a free turtle here. As Edward proactively checks your map.
Yeah.
Even you, that's kind of scary, Lapu-Lapu.
Yeah, you're not gonna
would want to face.
You see a guy jumping in the air, you're like, I'll come back later.
Yeah.
That's the first red flag. You see someone waving their sword around.
That's a definite red flag in my book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't whip your sword out and start waving it around. That is a massive red flag. TNC, All right. We'll be giving that up, playing it safe, and that's a good call. Again, Aurora know the advantage that they have in their lineups. The proactive choices by Edward, the proactive choices by Light.
Oh, there's the arrow though too, but they're gonna have to force the fight anyway. Revitalize is gonna be popped from Chaknu, but he just takes too many shots. Can't AOG out. So now another kill in the hands of Rora. Good play there, good response.
Very good na pick up here, Aurora Red again, and Chaknu falling down this early.
Yeah, quite difficult here for the lineup of TNC. Despite with being how good the Unbreakable plus Abyssal Arrow combo is for the Gatotkacha and the Selena. Problem is you put yourself at risk diving so close against a hero that can flicker, hook you further away to more danger. Demon Card is not going to fall easily. And just the damage AoE that is brought out by Kagura means there's a high chance you're punishing 2 divers compared to Lancy and Chaknu just locking down 1.
Yeah.
So that in itself from that little trade is already advantage for Rora. Now as we look at the items, Dreadnought Armor is the rush here for Demon Kite. It is going to take some time till we really start feeling the damage here of Zyda. If Rora starts rush building Blade Armors, maybe second item after building Athena's shields, oh, it's not going to be good news here, and a lot of pressure will be on Benny Cutie to show up.
And for Aurora, they know who to take off first. And you've mentioned, even if the arrow hits anyone from the side of Aurora, you wouldn't really love to dive onto a hero that could easily burst you down with a Kagura here onto Yue, and the Rush War Axe also here for Edward. Now, the Crazy Guy is activated. Another huge red flag if you're TNC Pro Team, eyeing out the next big objective here on the map.
I think they... Looks like they might get this one up too. They're going to be too late by the time they rotate in. Even though Chaknu is here with 3 Mar, he's all by himself. Pops to Revitalize again. Demon Kite will be able to secure the turtle, and now Chaknu on the disengage. It just seemed like the timing wasn't right for TNC as Zyda was off getting his buff.
Yeah, that was a risky trade.
You're right, and there was a question mark because Zyda was way over onto the other side of the map, and Chaknu was just trying to delay things up here for Aurora?
I don't think that was just a delay. There are some moments where the teams would call for, hey, let's just try to steal it. And then maybe someone in the team would also say, we'll be able to survive through it. But that was just way too risky for my taste. However, they were able to get away. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt if ever they decide to contest another objective with their jungler not being close by.
You're right. High reward plays. But now, are they taking the risk? Look like no or not yet here for a TNC Pro Team.
Still very close to the gold. Actually, despite Benny Cutie winning earlier, because of the turtle secured by Rora, Dominic Kite has eked out over Benny Cutie in terms of the lead. Now TNC are making the smart call with pressuring Dominic Kite up top, but he holds the shrub well. And now their jungle is getting invaded by Demon Kite.
A hook again from Light will find the mark on Zyda. Zyda gone, he's going to lose his purple too, so TNC just chooses to take the tier 1 up top. But they lost the mid turret, so Rora right now taking control. It's going to be another fight. They're going to force Delman Kite. He's going to have to rely on the team. They find Benny Cutie. Even with his dominant force, he's trying to run away. Chaknu pops to revitalize again. Even with the arrows from Lancy, all he can do is watch Chaknu fall. TNC just can't get it together.
We just see the despair here, still struggling to find their first kill for this round. It's already 6 minutes into game 1.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering whether Selena was the pick here for TNC Pro Team. I did pose a Novaria as a possibility because you're seeing with how close Rora can afford to fight together as a team. An Astral Echo would have actually messed things up for TNC, but no point crying over spilled milk. It's just now that Rora, understandably so, are just dominating the map. Now TNC Pro Team has to play through a counter-punch style. But Light has just been so good.
Oh, where are they going to go? Chaknu charging up the Unbreakable, but it's just a little bit too late. Turtle secured. 3 for 3 for Rora. And TNC, really, it just seems like they don't have much of a choice but to just kind of buckle in for this one, but they're falling further behind, facing a 4,000 gold deficit.
They're ready here, so might as well improvise on some things, especially onto the Selena pick for Lancy. As we've mentioned, you would want to shine early on, especially for Selena, hitting those right marks. But with that, their damage just isn't there yet.
Chaknu gets hooked again. He falls now for the third time.
No,
Spear Destruction going to be used, but you don't follow that one under the turret with 4 members of TNC. But Rora just finding these marks from Light.
Yeah, way too tough at this point to play around the Selena. 2,000 is the gold deficit between Yue and Lancy. And TNC just has to accept that they're going to have to play a very long game here to try and turn things around. Rora, they are not going to let this up. This is a comfortable, dominant lead. Again, say what you will about their lineup, Light has just been so good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even if he wasn't landing those iron hooks, I still see this as a dominant Aurora game.
Especially for TNC still struggling to find the right targets. Instead, it's Aurora keep hitting the right targets onto shutting down Lancy, shutting down Zydab, and multiple times in a row that Chaknu wasn't able to do much so. Activating the Revitalist just so he could survive. And survivability isn't what you would count on for TNC Pro Team.
Chaknu trying to hold up the front. They're going to get the tier 2 anyway. UA entering for the backside. Oh, Light jumps in again, burning the flicker. Won't be able to find that iron hook, but that's what they wanted. They just wanted that tier 2 turret. They'll get some more resources, taking the orange buff now from TNC. And they got 15 seconds for this lore to come up.
And for TNC Pro Team, how do you get out of the situation? Struggling to find the beat for the game number 1.
Yeah, it's going to have to come through defense, a counterplay somewhere. Somewhere along the lines of Chaknu having to sacrifice his life for a big AOG coming out of base, while TNC Pro Team just slowly whittles down the frontliners of Aurora. They will not be able to reach Dom and Kite safely enough. Maybe Yua will be able to get away. But maybe a trade of Chaknu for Light and Edward, or Light and Demon Kite, and then just build through there with a slow push out of base. But with how well Rora are managing the minion waves with the constant pressure, it's going to be way too tough to even get out of it. That's another, or excuse me, the first free Lord goes to Rora.
You're right. And for TNC Pro Team, the pressure is still slowly building up. Just when they have to improvise, now they also have to somehow control the map, because all of it is in favor for Rora. Even onto the turret score, still, they're still struggling to find a play here for Benny Cutie.
Even looking at this point, you know, for TNC, you got to make something happen, and that something might just be Rora making a massive mistake, because with this kind of lead, this kind of composition, they're going to be able to make something, force a response from TNC, even in this base. I mean, look at Domikite. He's playing so up front because of just how much of a lead, and it forces them back so they get the Holy Shield before that wave will push in. So Domikite alone being threat enough. I mean, he's 0-0-2, but you can feel just how stacked he is on the damage of the items because of this lead. So even with the shields down, Lord will charge into that mid-wave. The spears just piercing on through, popping this through. There's the Revitalize. They're going to have to fight, but look at the damage already. Not enough as 3 Mars going to fall. And TNC will be able to hold on to the base turrets, though.
Light landed another hook, and he fished 3 Mar out of base. And Aurora can honestly just keep this up. I think at this point, TNC might already be looking towards game number 2.
And they're looking like a fish here for Aurora, as Aurora slowly advances here on the inhibitor turret, and Edward Demon Kite knows there's no one from the side of TNC Pro Team to totally lock them down, and Light locking in onto certain heroes is the key here for Aurora.
Light will take that every time that flicker is available. Could be you know, one of those moments where he just lands that hook and then they force a team fight here for TNC, but they lost 2 base turrets to hold on to the bottom one. Rora decides to go ahead and just reset, farm back up, get the buffs. They have a minute on this Lord here, and they've got complete control of the map. There isn't much space for TNC to really work with. They're forced to just kind of roam around together and not get caught out. The problem is, roaming around together and you're all bunched up, Light's just looking at him like, yeah, this is a lot easier for me. Just throw out the hook, and half the time he's going to grab someone.
Yeah. He's rubbing his hands together like, oh, you're sticking together. Don't put all your eggs onto one basket. And for TNC Pro Team, they look like eggs.
Oh, they're going to take it. Dominik goes in. He saw the mark winning with the Spirit of Destruction, and he's unleashing it now on the backside. UA will jump in. Chaknu staying up front. This might be an angle for Rora to end, even without the Lord. They know they have the numbers advantage. Dominik again going to the front side. He's just going to lock into the base. They're going to have to do something to deal with him. Chaknu trying to save time. An arrow thrown out, but Edward jumps into the backside again. A double for Domikite, trying to get a triple, but they don't care. They'll take game 1 in this best of 3.
That's going to be a clean game. And a perfect score here for Aurora.